Hello again, it's Mr. Thompson again, and we're going to be looking at this time at combining ratios, but our second type of combining ratios. So let's have a quick read of the question. It says on Monday mornings in a school, students are in assembly or in their tutor groups in the ratio 3 to 5. So for every 3 in assembly, we've got 5 in tutor group. The students in assembly are split male to female, the ratio 1 to 3. And the students in tutor groups are split male to female, ratio 3 to 2. And the question is, what is the ratio of male to female in the whole school? So thinking about this, what we're actually doing is we're taking an overall ratio, and then for each part, the 3 and the 5, we're going to split those down into ratios as well. So it's a little bit fractiony, but I don't want to go into fractions, so I'm going to stick with pictures. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to label. Okay, I've got my labels there, so that's assembly and tutor groups. And the assembly side, if we remember, is going to be worth 3, and the tutor groups is going to be worth 5. So the first thing we're going to do is going to draw out my boxes, as always, 3 for assembly, and this time 5 for tutor groups. Now I've done that, what I can start to look at is I can look at the ratios up here and see if I can start to divide up my buckets, boxes, whatever you want to call them, into these ratios. So let's take the first one. The students in assembly are split male to female in the ratio 1 to 3. So can I make this males and females in the ratio 1 to 3? Well, I've only got effectively 3 students here, so I can't have 1 male and 3 females. So that's not going to work. Let's look over at the next side. Students in tutor groups are split male to female in the ratio 3 to 2. This looks okay. I've got 5 students, so I can definitely have 3 males, 2 females. So I'm going to put that in. Okay, so I've got my 3 males and my 2 females. But this side still isn't right. So what can I do? The only way that I can keep the assembly to tutor groups ratio of 3 to 5 is if I want to add more squares over here, more boxes, more buckets, I have to add an entire row. And if I add an entire row here, I've got to add it over here as well. So I'm going to get on and do that. So even with this extra row, I still don't think I'm going to be able to split these in the ratio 1 to 3. Let's give it a go. Yep, definitely not quite working there. I've got 1 male, 3 females, but I've still not got enough to get 1 male and 3 females. So I'm going to have to add more rows. You'll notice on this side that I've still managed to keep it in the ratio 3 to 2 for the tutor groups. The tutor groups are split 3 to 2, so I've kept that 3 to 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep adding more rows until this side works out. Looks like we got there. So by adding a couple more rows, I've managed to make sure that I can get 1 male to 3 females, and I've kept that ratio throughout. I've got my 3 males to 2 females, I've kept that ratio throughout, and overall the whole school is split in the ratio 3 in assembly to 5 in tutor groups. So, final thing to do, what is the ratio of male to female in the whole school? All we've got to do is count up all the males, count up all the females. And there we have it, 15 to 17. So altogether 15 males and 17 females. For every 15 males, 17 females. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit with how to draw pictures to make sense of these complicated ratios questions. Thanks for listening.